Well, how's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to the battlefield. Today we have a 4v4. This has, from what I hear, 5 different NTW3 clans involved in it. That's right, 5 different clans amongst 8 players. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see, what ends up happening here on the field today. Now, we obviously are covering from the French perspective. I do believe they did take the cores. Let's see if I can pull those up because my computer got stupid and skipped across. But it looks like while I'm trying to find that, looks like we may have Russia getting pushed by some Chasseurs Cheval. Looks like they had some light calves, some Kazakis in the center. And that's like they're actually going to make contact with that cavalry, but the nice flanking charge by the Russians may flank those Chasseurs Cheval. But on the French side, guys, so we have the 7-point Massena, a 7-point Bernadotte, a 5-point Marmont, and a, where is he? 6-point Davout. On the other side, I believe it is a Mac, Bagration, Johann, and Cathcart. I honestly do not remember what year the cores are, but you can see France getting very aggressive with a lot of cavalry. They even have cavalry way over here from Massena, maybe trying to go for, maybe they did go for some artillery. Looks like they actually hit some skirmishers and it did not work out for them here. This is Bagration right here, rolling forward. He has a lot of infantry here. France getting very close with their cavalry, breaking one of the Kazakis for Russia. Now, I apologize, I did not know the points for the coalition, but you can assume that Bagration is probably a decent-sized to large-size force here. But yeah, I mean, this map, I don't honestly, I totally forgot to look at the name of the map. I was rushing around grabbing a couple things before I started, and yeah, so hopefully I can remember the name of the map. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things all at once. I'm trying to pull stuff up. I'm trying to schedule a stream. I'm trying to do too much at once. I see a focus on the game. So Austria here, he's formed up. You can see artillery already shooting. He has a nice open field. He's going to be advancing up to the tree line here. Look at these Austrians. I believe this is Johann. Now, the Hussars from Bernadotte scouting that area as well. The Austrians obviously hold this town for now. Not a lot of connection between these coalition that I can see yet. However, this is 2 Austrian armies here. So, they definitely have something. And now I believe there is a UK. There should be a UK. I think Cathcart's UK. Oh, there he is. So we do have UK artillery. I don't know the rest of the army is. They're back here. But yeah, so it looks like we have Russia being the right flank, maybe with some of the UK there, and then 2 Austrians on the left. Don't really know exactly where the French plan on pushing here, or where the coalition plan on pushing. Obviously, the French pretty far back still. Bernadotte's the closest to the action at this point. However, Massena's pretty close behind him. Do we have more cavalry charging? Oh, Russia's going to lose their artillery. Now, he did limber it up. Oh, that was the luckiest save by this UK light infantry. Man, they saved that artillery. And why isn't Russia covering their guns with arty? Like, there's no cav here to defend this artillery position. You'd think they'd want to defend this, and even now, they still aren't defending it. It's a very odd thing. Now, Bagration going straight for this LOC. He does not want to back down. Obviously, Bernadotte, he's pushing forward as well. He wants that LOC probably as well. But obviously, I think Russia's going to get to it first. And this cavalry was trying to probably intimidate. But now with howitzers firing on them, they're probably going to push back. The Austrians on the left flank now pulling back a little bit, probably going to want to be closer to the center, where it would appear most of the action is happening.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
We did see UK forces moving in the back line, so maybe they're going to plug into the left side of the Bagration. While Bagration takes this right flank, he has a nice selection of light infantry here. that'll be doing a lot of the shooting. He did throw in some more light infantry into this LOC. We'll see if Bernadotte even takes this fight. It looks like he may not, or at least wait until Massena gets there before he actually takes any sort of an attack on them. In the Marmont, the 5-pointer still way in the back, and obviously the 6-point Davout. The 2 lower points at least are in the back, so the larger points. This is a low point game, I'm just realizing that now. Definitely very low points. Oh, we have some Austrian cavalry charging in on the flank, breaking, looks like some chasseurs cheval, and then running out of there. France got totally surprised in that forest. Austria really setting the pace on that side. Wow, look at this huge line of Landwehr. It's like, what, 300 men at least? Maybe even like 350. Howitzers driving back Massena's cavalry. Now Massena's going to start pushing up the infantry as it starts rolling down this road. A lot of dragoons, guys. A lot of cavalry. And they're trying to keep it safe, obviously. He may actually try to go, I think, again. I mean, Russia wasn't defending his artillery. He may try to go again for the artillery piece. Yes, another cavalry way over here. It's fresh. It's hidden. Oh, man. Imagine swinging that around in coordination with this one. They could take the artillery out, and the coalition's going to be down their game. Surprisingly, the howitzers missed every shot. Oh, yes, so Austria is defending that artillery piece now. Austria seems to have the most cavalry on the field right now. We are seeing artillery setting up, it looks like, here. Nice open field for them, too. Looks like Bernadotte may be trying to make a move here in coordination with Massena for this LOC in the center, because if they can take that, they can then make a huge push. Looks like the rest of the French, yeah, the French are all converging in this one area. They saw Austria on the left flank here, but Austria hopefully will realize pretty quickly off that the French are going to be on this side. Hopefully they'll move down this road. Nice road. Actually, both sides are utilizing this road. I mean, the coalition could utilize the roads to get up to at least here. This artillery has a nice flank on the French attack, though. I think the biggest attack right now is probably going to be from here. Looks like a skirmisher screen of sorts is going to be made. Artillery moving up to the front as well, but skirmisher is going to set up, start really trying to skirm down the Russian line infantry, maybe pin them down a little bit, while Russia tries to split their army in half, defending 2 sides here. We have not seen where the UK are, though. I do start to see a couple UK troops here, so maybe Russia's not alone. Still, I mean, I feel bad for the French. There's so much artillery that's firing at them right now, and they don't have any artillery firing yet. That's rough. That's a rough thing to deal with. Especially considering this LOC. I mean, I think the French could easily send in, I mean, they have some carabiniers right here. They could send in and hit this LOC. I mean, this artillery is placed really well, but it could easily get taken out here. This cav could run around. I mean, the LOC is going to be a pain for the French to deal with either way. But we are definitely seeing a very, very focused attack on this LOC here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some carabiniers maybe going for the LOC, and even some infantry maybe go for the artillery piece. Russia is getting their artillery piece out of there. You can see the UK, well, their artillery piece is coming under fire. But more and more troops rushing in here. Oh no, France. They're going to get that artillery. And that'll be the end of that. And they got both of those and going for the house, so coordinating. Man, that was well played. We do have a flank over here on the side, so France would be actually pushing it all at once with Austria descending on the flank, but Austria may be a bit too far back, and France moves very quickly. They can easily take this, even strike a lot of damage to Russia. We got some troops pushing forward here. Yep, they're going for a full-on attack here. I think they're trying to go for the LOC as well. And it seems to be going pretty well for them. France pushing up, even cavalry rushing across here, trying to go for maybe some Austrian cavalry. Ooh, things are heating up real fast, guys. You can start to hear the roaring of muskets intensifying. They're becoming more and more of them starting to fire. France maybe trying to close in with the UK. UK shifting more and more troops to that right flank. LC still a raging fight. France has taken some losses. Sending the Carabiniers now. There we go. Cavalry and infantry going for the bayonet charge here. Oh, France went straight in Austria trying to meet them here, but France going for a huge charge even on the flank, trying to catch out, flank some of that Austrian cavalry. The square is getting charged by some grenadiers, and now France is going to start pushing on this left side. You can see getting even deeper into the enemy lines with their cavalry. And this side, I mean, the rest is just a kind of a raging firefight. But on this side, France is trying to set the pace here. Going in with more dragoons. A square form, though. Oh, this is some pretty close quarters fighting. Now France is going to pull back as the coalition were in mass here. You can see Austria had shifted over at the right moment here. Now infantry going to go in as well. This LOC still being fought over. But here we go. France going to go in. UK going to meet them in a bayonet charge. Anything so beautiful. Austria looks like they went for a charge. However, they're being met by dragoons from France. The line's trying to form up. Both sides just kind of going in and out with the cavalry. Trying to basically counter the other cav. Now, this is the chance that Austria has, guys. To swing around the flank, putting a lot of pressure on Messina. Messena's in the thick of it in a fight here with the UK and Russia, having taken some losses. Now, we do have Davout pushing up to help him out now. Austria actually engaging on Marmont on the flank here. Looks like maybe not the entirety of his army, but we have maybe Russia should be pushing up with Austria on this flank, really focus down Bernadotte. Right now I'm seeing a very clear advantage for the coalition. They have way more line infantry. Way more line infantry. I don't know the quality of it, to be honest, but they have way more of a numerical advantage at the moment, at least, over the Imperials. So the Imperials are going to have a very, very uphill fight for themselves. And I don't see a lot of artillery either. Still trying to go for this LOC. I'm not sure if this is wasted, but ooh, yeah, they should not fight around this house. The LOC, they're getting shot in the flank. It's going to be nasty mess. A very, very nasty mess. Some skirmishers even broke. Here we have artillery now firing for the French. So we have the Bernadottes. Ooh, man, even the 62nd, they got broken by that UK line. And there we go, France going in. Oh no, they're not going to make this. They're dropping so fast. France needs to drop away from this LOC. This LOC is literally killing the French. They can't even, there's nothing you can do. Like, as a French player, there's nothing you can do. The infantry are not going to shoot. They're just going to keep walking towards the LOC. Unfortunately, it's kind of like that glitch that can happen. There is a lot of troops on this side, so Marmont maybe can make a move here. But I think the coalition, they've held on very well. France has taken very, very high amount of losses. Now maybe the time to pull back. Maybe let another flank see what happens here. You see they're going to pull back on this left side as well. Maybe let the Imperials defend for a little bit, and the coalition may try to press that attack. And Austria is advancing in force, guys. Look at this forward line. 6 infantry, 2 more at least behind that, with more Russians and Austrians on the flank. So almost 2 different sections of an attacking line. Looks like UK with some Russia are going to defend this side. We have this flank. Better cavalry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Austria's general is in trouble. Look at him, he's running away. Oh no. The Chasseur Cheval. They are gonna get themselves, they're gonna slay themselves a general today. There he is. Is he gonna live? Nope. He's dead. Alright, so this Austrian army suffered a loss. I'm glad to see that France actually seemed to have regained a little control here. I think some of the routing troops actually came back on this side. Now, not all of them. But now they are going to be on the defensive. The coalition kind of hold the momentum at this point. Now, on this flank... Wow. A Chasseur Cheval broke this unit. Ooh, another cav charge here on the flank. So, France is really... Bernadotte and Marmont really putting a lot of pressure on this side. Austria has a lot of cavalry, but man, it doesn't seem to be working too well. With friends routing, their morale on this flank is going to start rolling backwards. And you can see, oh my goodness, France just went for the back charge with their general gone. This Austrian flank has totally collapsed. What a decisive victory on the right flank for the French. A much-needed win in this battle. They needed that. They needed to be able to take some momentum back, and boy, did they retake that momentum here. Beautifully done. And now the rest of the Austrian army is going to retreat towards the center, where you can see Austria, Russia still pushing here. France kind of making a defensive line as the coalition are pushing in force. Double, or maybe almost triple the numbers France has. They have a bunch of grenadiers, some Russians as a deep reserve line. They have at least 3 lines of reserves. And you can see France is not going to want to take this. They are falling back, probably trying to buy themselves time so that the flank can start making a push here. But you can see the coalition almost entirely pulling forward into this attack. France kind of making a ever-widening kind of circle. Kind of reminds me of, what was that battle? Hannibal fighting the Romans. I know the battle. I'm blanking. But it's the one where, like, he had a line, and the center kind of did this whole thing where it kind of, like, made a circle, and the Romans kept pushing, kept giving ground, and then his cavalry rushed in from the flanks and closed in, made an entire surrounding of the Romans, and they just slaughtered hundreds and hundreds of Roman soldiers. This is kind of what this reminds me of. However, this strategy won't work if the French don't have enough troops to even hold this part of the line. You know what I mean? Like, this is a lot of troops going forward into the French. You have almost 2 to 5. You have 5 lines versus 1 holding here, 2 more holding here. This is a bit of a mess here for the French. Severely outnumbered, guys. Look at the scale. And the coalition are trying to concentrate. Now they do have a nice flank here, light infantry and line infantry. If only they had artillery sitting right here, they could start trying to throw that in. Now we do have a square being formed to hopefully... Please tell me you form a square. France, form a square. Yes! Alright, they formed a square. And so that Austrian line, well, they're going to take some losses, pull back. Infantry not close enough to follow that up. We do have Marmont trying to make some plays here. He's going to keep trying to push on this flank. I'm assuming cavalry was farming up the Austrians so they do not come back. And it does look like the coalition is going to try to ignore this side, maybe deny this side, and push this side. But France is really starting to spread themselves out even a wider line. It's almost making the coalition only be able to advance in certain spots, otherwise they could get entirely surrounded and outflanked. So you can see they're pushing here, but now these lines have stopped. And that's just because the French, you can see they pulled back here, pulled a couple of reserve lines on the left, and then they're going straight for that flank. Now Austria may actually be falling back. They don't seem to like this. So the French may be actually outplaying and maneuvering. They may be actually outmaneuvering the coalition at this point. And the coalition pushing here, but they're ignoring all this French right here. Now, if they pull their line right here, Austrians pull the line here, then they still have to deal with another contingent of French troops pushing on this left side. And this reserve line that should be helping with this, well, they're not going to have it. And Austria's going to have to push the forward to fight there. So in that way, it seems like the coalition actually have lost a lot of their reserve lines just because they've had to stretch out their attack, their offensive line so much. And of course, you have Marmont successfully, triumphantly advancing on that right flank. Not going to make it easy. And now the coalition are almost... Whoa. Okay, this is actually looking good for the French all of a sudden. The coalition are sandwiched between Davout and Massena and Bernadotte. Now Davout's a 6-pointer. His army's not huge, but he has done an excellent job of pulling back, and the coalition haven't really seemed to... They don't seem to have known who to pursue. Because now they are, like I said, surrounded. This actually could go very well if the French attack at the right spot. Mass up in one area and then attack in that one area. Imagine if they just had a couple lines here. I mean, that cavalry that could rush in here, receiving some of the Austrians' attack here. But Austria's... Man, why is Austria taking this? They could pull back from this. It's just, I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about this for the coalition right now. It just doesn't seem right. And the main reason why it doesn't seem right is because the French seem to be totally content to let them dig themselves into this encircled development. I mean, look at this. They're letting them basically encircle themselves. And they just, you can see them pushing forward lines. Over here, they're pushing forward some lines. Over here, pushing forward some lines. Cavalry sitting over here. More infantry pushing over here. They're trying to encircle them. It seems like they have a plan. However, you can see the UK now, they are kind of a reserve force and they are pushing forward here. So if the UK concentrate in one area here and they push right here, and if Austria defends their flank, I think they could break out of this. At the same time, Russia pushing forward. Now Russia does have a reserve line over here that is standing up against Marmont. Marmont seems to be totally content to sit back with the artillery, maybe pound and soften up the Russian position first and then go in for it. I would like to see a concentration of force by the coalition to break out of this. It's not like they are necessarily losing yet. But they are encircled, if you look at that, man. Now we do have Austria maybe pushing forward and attack a little bit. Man, there's so much death and destruction. It doesn't feel like there's been too much of a raging fight, and yet there is just so much death around this field. And the Austrians aren't even really pushing out. The skirmishers from France are just kind of taking pot shots at the French. Ooh, actually, we may have a Russian push. But we do have some... Oh, just... Okay, cool. It doesn't seem like they have artillery set up, so France, they are going to be in the defensive over here as well. Russia is actually pushing out, interestingly enough. Artillery really going to start hurting that line. And here we go, kind of a concentration of force here with the UK pushing up. You can see once again, Davout just falling back, guys. Maybe
we have
he's...
killed their general,
What?
sir. Now they must break.
Oh, Bagration's dead. I'm assuming that was a lucky stray shot. Maybe from here. It looks like they were hitting this light infantry. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you can see the artillery's firing right through here. Okay, well, I mean, so I'm trying to figure out. The coalition has the 2 points right now, but that is it. They are encircled. In order to get another LOC point to win, because that's one reason I would say that they would probably be defending here is because they have LOC advantage, but they don't. They just have a 2 point here, and technically the French have free reign of every other LOC point in this game. They have every other LOC, guys. So I'm not sure what the coalition's plans are. Trying to think what would I be thinking if I was in their shoes? Do they feel happy in this position? Are they trying to get out of this position? Is this a predicament they don't want? The UK seem to be actually doing a very good attack here. It's unfortunate that the Austrians didn't push up as well with the UK, because now the UK are by themselves. This is an opportunity for France to actually isolate and destroy a portion of the UK's army. But instead, Austria seems to be just pulling back from this. They're abandoning their ally. That's how it looks to me, at least. And I don't think that's very good. Now, Austria, maybe they think they can make an attack here and destroy Messina and Bernadotte. Maybe the UK have some very good infantry. Maybe there's some more that's hidden that we can't see. I'm surprised Marmont's not trying to... I mean, he does look like he's starting to get a little more aggressive here. France actually pushing forward as well. Marmont's really pushing on this flank. This is actually a really good spot to attack. Russia and Austria kind of exposed flank here. This seems to be a very excellent place. Davout's still pulling back from the UK. Austria actually making a push here against Messina. However, Messina seems very happy to engage Austria. And Austria is going to run away. And then we have cavalry charge against Austria. Hopefully Austria notices this. Ooh, this is a really good French Dragoon unit, though. But I guess the Austrians have a better one. That was well done, pulling out the one Austrian Dragoon and then throwing another one in. That breaks them. But here we go. This is what I like to see. France taking initiative. And this is definitely a spot where France can get, you know, a huge advantage up. Look at this angle of a, like, attack. The French concentration versus the concentration of the defenders here. France could potentially start breaking units with that flanking fire. And then maybe go for a bayonet charge. I'd throw in the cavalry and infantry. There's a mass rout trigger just waiting to happen here. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're sending that Dragoon unit, so making sure nothing's happening there. So the coalition now actually are on the retreat. Now, the UK is still pushing. Davout's just kind of going around it, pushing forward here. We do have Austria still pushing on this flank. Oh, they're going to catch some hussars. However, France is going to try to get shots off with his light infantry, try to save that cav unit. And you can see it's actually working, dropping quite a few cavalry units from Austria. However, Austria's going to keep pushing here. Oh, come on, Austria. Get a bayonet charge off. Russia has all this line just sitting here. Marmont, I'm surprised Marmont has to try to like go for the LOC again. Quite honestly, with all this infantry, I would not like the push up 2 lines, put in a grenadier into the LOC. Have this line just push forward. You will force Russia to have to fight on 2 fronts. Now, this looks like Davout is going to take on the UK. Even though it doesn't even look like that much of it is UK. And this UK seems to be shooting fast and accurate, which is why probably Davout does not want to take a fight with them for too long. But you can see over here, guys, Russia and Austria, man, they're actually dropping some nice concentrated fire, probably from the light infantry that France has in this front line. Over here, Austria actually starting to break portions of Massena's line, just continually pushing. This artillery trying to cover for that side. He still has some reserves, still has some cavalry left. Austria hasn't made a super big push, and now there's no more encirclement. Now it's kind of becoming almost a regular line again. We can see over here, Grenadiers getting involved. And now cavalry going in as well. Nice flanking charge, or flanking volleys by the UK to try to defend their lines from melee. Over here, Austria actually breaking. So is Russia a little bit, but Russia seems to pull back to let Austria take most of that firing. France as pulling back again. And they can kind of keep affording to do this. They can keep pulling back a little bit at a time and wait to see how this fight seems to be going. Because right now, actually, things seem to be going okay for Davout.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, we had some cavalry go for some skirmishers and definitely took out at least one. I don't know, guys. I don't know who's going to win this. I feel like the French will, but nothing's set in stone yet. France has a lot of cav still. I think that's going to help them quite a bit. But Austria seems to have an opportunity to defeat Massena and Bernadotte. But Austria seems to have gotten their stride back. They seem to be doing an excellent job in this fight. I really think Marmont should be engaging the rest of his line here. And see, so Bernadotte's pulling a lot of the Austrians closer and closer to their guns, which is going to help a lot. It's going to force Austria to try to go around the flank, which would take longer, or go straight into the face of the guns. So either way, it'll be kind of a win for the French in that way, because it'll take longer, give opportunity for this battle to go one way or the other. Because, I mean, the only problem is this battle is still in doubt, I think. It's kind of hard to tell who's actually truly winning this fight at the moment. I mean, France is fighting this very maneuver-heavy strategy where it's not just, like, unlike the coalition who just basically, if they stand for a little while, they'll start winning by shooting. France has to just pick and choose their positions, their terrain, their line positioning, their flanks. They have to pick and choose it all. Austria can just keep going straight at them. Okay, so, I mean, it's 20 minutes, 22 minutes remaining in this fight. LOCs are starting to be considered here. You can see 1 pointer taken there. Potential to take at least another 1 pointer over there. And then they can take a 2 pointer as needed. Yeah, and they're going to do that. So they have 2 points versus 2 points. So now the fight may be for this 2 pointer over here, which I think France could easily send a troop over there. Take on that side. It'd be just fine, just peachy. Oh, a flanking charge in the back to go for the UK's general. He does Cathcart, who is dead, and now France is going to try and go for the throat of this UK army with the morale crash from the general being killed. This may be it, guys. This may be the win France is looking for. And I think it is. I do believe it is. Now they can start going for the lines here. What a play, even throwing some cavalry to stop Austria from being able to reinforce. He has his general, Davout himself. Uh-oh, the cav broke. Oh no. And you see France has done a beautiful job of breaking a lot of this flank. And now they have another big advantage. Now I do see cav charge going for the Austrians as well. They hit a square. Austria can start falling back though. And France doesn't have to pursue them. What a huge loss again for the coalition, losing Cathcart at the very near the very end. And now you see Marmont maybe trying to go for this LOC. He is. He's sending those dragoon or grenadiers. That is a lot of death in that LOC. Oh no, friendly fire, France. Oh, France is going for it. Ah, this is not going to go well for them, I think. Unless they get an Inspire, they're getting shot in the flank. Over here, France is closing in. They are circling. They are going in for the bayonet on the Austrian line. You see with the cavalry just hovering around the back, all that cav being so crucial for the Imperials to breaking this coalition. They did not have the infantry advantage, but it seems like they did have a cav advantage. And you can see the LOC attack did fail, unfortunately. Look at all the dead here, guys. Look at all the French dead. Many a good Frenchman has given his life trying to take this LOC. Now Austria's pulling back to their allies, probably going to shift some reserves over. Oh wow, so the French are now going full-on offensive. At least Davout is. And now Marmont can follow this up with his lines as this entire side is almost collapsed. This front line definitely still holding, but they have French at their back. Ooh, this LOC is actually getting shelled now. Maybe France will take it now. They're gonna try. He's window camping. I'm just kidding. Door camping, I guess it'd be called. They did take it though. So that 2-pointer taken. Now Russia is gonna have to well, they're gonna have to make some kind of a decision here. They need to commit to this fight. They are sandwiched again. This is twice now. Twice have the French have sandwiched or encircled the coalition. This is not looking good for the Austrians and Russians. Now cavalry's trying to cut them off so they can't even go for this LOC at all. And now I think I'm sensing a last stand by the coalition here. Last stand, brave and true. Ah, yeah, French cav in the lines. Yeah, okay, Francis claps in from all sides, so hey, at least it's not a drawn-out battle, you know? I can appreciate a coalition that just is like, you know what? They won. I'll make a last glorious stand, see how long I last. France, you know, they're pushing in from every side all at once, and I think this battle is about to end here. This last grenadier making their brave square stand. Yeah, they're hey guys. Oh, now they're gone. My goodness.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
You know. Alright, well that's the battle, guys. So Imperial victory here. Now this one was posted, I think, by Lesheng, who's playing as, let me find the general here. Bernadotte. Yeah, as Bernadotte. You can see got some good kills with at least 3 of his units. But low point game, I kind of liked it. Anyway, let me pull up the results here real fast so we can look at those. But a really good game. So we have on the French side, so you have I Am Razor with 1245 for the kills. Man, Lesheng as Bernadotte with 957. You have Sigismund with 734 and British Emperor with 1359. On the other side, TT Ross as the UK with 515. You have Bring Back Militia with 519. You have God with 853 and Matt Bob with 722. So definitely some good kills on the French side. I'm not going to say those are all probably from the battle itself, but maybe running down, routing troops. But a very, very excellent battle. You know, the French definitely just had a better opportunity. I mean, Austria tried, but it didn't look like some of them were trying to do something. But unfortunately, the French just were able to just run away faster. They just move quicker probably than the coalition can move. So it's kind of hard to, you know, actually make an attack when the enemy can run away faster than you can march up to them. But either way, still fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.